Okay, you are not gonna believe this one. A prison in Louisiana just got a super weird last-second name change, and the story behind it is absolutely wild. We're gonna break it all down, but first, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button so you never miss explainers like this. All right, let's get into it. So, check this out. On the left, you see a sign for Camp 47 pop up at a prison. A pretty obvious nod to Donald Trump, right? The 47th president. But then, almost overnight, bam, it's suddenly Camp 57. Same place, totally different number.
What in the world is going on? Why the sudden switch up? Well, to understand this truly bizarre branding choice, you have to know what this place actually is. And let me tell you, it has a seriously dark past. See, before it was Camp 47 times 57, this unit was called Camp J. And it was shut down back in 2018 because it was, frankly, a complete disaster zone with deeply unsafe conditions.
How bad was it? Get this. In a single year, 85 officers either quit, retired, or were fired. That is a huge number. When your staff is fleeing like that, you know something is seriously wrong.
And the security? A total nightmare. The former warden actually warned that the cell locks would just pop open, randomly, on their own. On top of that, weapons among inmates were apparently everywhere. It was pure chaos.
And the whole situation had just tragic, tragic consequences. In April of 2016, 2 men died by suicide inside this unit, on the exact same day. You don't have to take my word for it. A Justice Initiative group investigated, and they did not mince words. They looked at the conditions inside Camp J and called it, and I'm quoting here, more akin to a dungeon. A dungeon! And this is the place they decided to reopen? So, who are the masterminds behind reopening this facility and giving it this interesting new paint job? Let's meet the players involved in this project.
First up, the man who was clearly the inspiration for the original rebrand. Donald Trump. As the 47th president, Camp 47 was a pretty direct shout-out. For a few days, at least.
And then you've got Louisiana's governor, Jeff Landry. And hey, what do you know? He just so happens to be the 57th governor of the state. Looks like he got the final say on the naming rights. Also showing up for the big unveiling was South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem. She was there to help introduce the facility to the world under its new and improved name, Camp 57. And rounding out the rebranding team is former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi. She was on hand praising what she called a historic agreement to get this place back up and running. But hold on, this whole prison name game isn't just a one-off. Oh no, it is part of a much larger and honestly much more weirdly named national strategy. So why reopen a place with such a terrifying reputation? Well, Governor Noem was actually pretty blunt about it. The stated goal is to encourage self-deportation. The idea is to make these detention sites so intimidating that people just choose to leave on their own. And Camp 57, which they also call the Louisiana lockup, is just one piece of this whole national branding effort. Check out these other names: Alligator Alcatraz in Florida, the Speedway Slammer, the Cornhusker Clink in Nebraska. Yeah, there's a theme here. And the officials, they're not hiding the brutal reputation. They're leaning right into it. Governor Landry said this about the prison, which is surrounded by swamps, by the way. With alligators and bears, nobody really wants to leave the place. He's literally marketing its fearsomeness as a feature. So, okay, beyond all the political games and catchy names, what's the actual reality on the ground? What's happening at Camp 57, like, right now? This is not just a plan. It is happening. On the very first day it reopened, ICE had already transferred 51 detainees into the facility. The site's been repaired and has a total capacity of 416 beds. And according to DHS, it's intended for, in their words, some of the worst criminal migrants. Which leaves us with the big question here. This whole strategy, rebranding a notorious prison, using cutesy alliterative nicknames for detention centers, and embracing a fearsome reputation, is it some kind of stroke of political genius, or is it a moral disaster? Let us know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
That's all we have for this one. If you learned something, hit that like button, subscribe for more explainers, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.